Town Hall 11 in Clash of Clans. What is the best attack strategy? That is what you will find out in this video. We are going to cover the top 5 strategies for you, starting at number 5 and working our way up to number 1, the best strategy, giving you tips and tricks on how to use each and every one of these to help you get the 3 stars. So let's get into it. Alrighty guys, starting off at number 5, we have the Dragons and Bat spells, aka the Drag Bat attack strategy. Now if you are new to my channel, be sure to subscribe for all of my Clash of Clans videos and turn on the notification bell. If you do not have the notification bell checked, you might not get notified or see my videos when they go live. But the Drag Bat attack strategy, now I've got to tell you guys, I do these videos every once in a while trying to update you at each and every Town Hall level. I know you guys enjoy it, but this is one of the hardest top 5 lists that I have ever had to do. These strategies are so tightly together and compact. It's really difficult to choose the top 5. But with the Drag Bat, you need to set up that funnel. So you can see the Queen has set up a funnel up at the top here, also able to reach across and get an air defense, whilst the King has set up a funnel on this side, and we're actually going to finish this off with the Stone Slammer in order to try and target the Multi-Inferno. But the bats will be used on the back end after the dragons, as you can see, have got this natural funnel into the base now. In comes the Slammer as well in order to just cut alongside the dragons, keep their funnel tightly compact through the base, because it's not just the funnel you create initially for the dragons, it's trying to power them forward onto the defenses so they don't split up too much. So you can see at Town Hall 11 you do have the Grand Warden's ability. That is the advantage over Town Hall 10, obviously, using it on all of them dragons, and the bat spells coming in with a bat bomb technique onto that wizard tower because it was the only splash damage in that area, and they are able to wipe out all of the point defense because we have the splash defenses in that of the wizard towers occupied. We'd already taken out the Multi-Infernos, the wizard towers occupied from either side, and it was beautifully timed here in order to mix the bats in with the dragons as they came through. We had the balloons there as well. It was such a perfectly timed and planned out attack, and it is a fantastic one to start this video. You're probably watching this thinking, man, this is attack strategy number 5. I wonder what number 1 is. You are not wrong. These strategies are all fantastic, and all of the attacks you see are by Toxic Rabbits. If you are interested in joining us, join my Discord server. It's linked down below, and you'll find what you need. But let's move on to the next attack. The next attack in this video is number 4. I can't believe I'm saying it. It is the Miners at number 4. The Miners are such an incredible troop. We use the Queen Charge most commonly with regards to this. You will see an example of that in this attack, and it's basically used to charge into the base. In this example, we take the Queen, the Clan Castle, and the Eagle Artillery. They are probably the 3 main things you want to get with a Queen Charge, but the Miners are incredibly powerful. But it's only number 4. In my opinion right now, leave your top 5 down below in the comments and leave a like if you enjoy this video. Now you have to customize each one of these strategies to the base specifically. So we use an Electro Dragon in order to set the funnel on this one, but just know that you wouldn't necessarily need that. I'm giving you the broad idea of what the strategy contains and the army composition, but you have to tailor it to your needs in terms of funneling troops, cleanup troops, everything like that. So we set up the funnel down this area like we said with the Electro Dragon. A couple of wizards do the job at the top, which will then power the Queen in because we used the Stone Slammer in order to open up the walls. That helped to take out many of the defenses. We are now going to take out the Queen, and she continues to come forward here, and the aim is to get the Eagle Artillery. Now the Eagle Artillery with a miner attack will wreck the Miners. At Town Hall 11, that is where it is difficult, because it really just does a lot of damage. So try to take that down with your queen. If you cannot, try and direct your miners onto it relatively quickly. Now you've got to be careful on time. You want to be thinking that if it's a 3-minute attack, at least 50% of that you need your miners in. So only use the queen charge for that first portion of the attack, and you can see the miners coming in from this side. You tend to want to bring your miners in from a flat side so that they can swoop through the base itself. You do not want to basically come in from a corner. You want to try and come in from this flat side, and you need that funnel set. So the queen had basically taken out this top area. We did use the king at this area to try and keep the miners inside the base, but unfortunately the Tesla farm did take down the king. However, the queen charge was that effective that we're actually going to finish off this raid, and relatively comfortable as well. So even though on this example the miners do come out to the outside, we're still going to get it done. It's not the end of the world, guys. If your queen goes down, as long as you've got the value as you've seen here, then the miners can finish off. And look at how many we have left over. Fantastic stuff. You'll need some rage spells for the queen as she comes forward, but ultimately the heals are going to be best for the miners, unless you have a specific area within the base. At Town Hall 12, for example, the Giga Tesla, you might need a rage spell, but there might be an area where there's like multi-inferno, bomb towers, expos, high damage defenses that you need to get down quick. That's when you might use a rage spell. But let's move along to attack number 3. Number 3 is going to be the Hog Riders. I am a massive fan of the Hog Riders, but right now in the meta, there's just better strategies, to be honest. Now again, you've got to take all of this with a pinch of salt in terms of it has to be tailored to the base. If one strategy works better against a base than another, then that is the better strategy. These is just, in general, globally speaking, these are the strongest attack strategies in my opinion. Now I tried to bring you an attack as well that utilizes a regular kill squad for the Hog Riders, because you've seen the queen charge there for the miners, and sneak peek, for a lava loon attack it can also be used. So I wanted to bring you a kill squad that was just a traditional golem wizards to set up the funnel, send your king and queen straight into the center of the base, get that value, because all of these are interchangeable. It's not like you have to use a queen charge for the minor attack. You can use a traditional kill squad. Same with the Lalo, same with the Hog Riders. So here we go. We've got all of the troops into the center, bowlers alongside the heroes. We've managed to take down that Eagle Artillery, which I've said is crucially important to get down at Town Hall 11, and the War Wrecker, obviously you donated that from a Town Hall 12 player, continues to go forward. And if we pause for just a very brief second, we've brung the Hog Riders in from 10 o'clock up there, because we've created this small gap around the base where we know the Hog Riders are going to go through this channel, look, and we're going to be able to control their pathing because we've taken out this area, and that means that it's also thin enough that a heal spell will encompass all of them Hog Riders. So with Hogs, what I'm saying is you need to control their pathing. It's the same with the miners, with the Lalo funneling. I've said it before, I'll say it again, it is the most important thing within the game, and that's not just initially, that's funneling your troops through the base and controlling the AI. So that kill squad was tremendous, got far more value than what was expected, sent the Hog Riders right the way down to this Tesla farm, and then they just have a few defenses to clean up at the end here, because that kill squad was just epic. Now again, you can use that kill squad in order to merge in with a miner or a Lalo attack. It really just does depend on the base, it depends on your preference and strategy as well. But again, look at how many Hog Riders are left over in order to clean up, but do not rely on that. Your kill squad still active here, they can clean up, and we also brought some wizards in from the top, couple of goblins over there for the town hall as well, just to speed up the process, because you don't want a time fail. If you're using troops that are defense targeting troops only, then you've got to have some cleanup troops for them trash buildings. But another beautiful attack here by Toxic Rabbits, and again, all of the recruitment you will need for any of the clans that I cover and that I am in is in my Discord server. We've got 2 attacks left, so let's move on. Some of you might very well disagree with me on this one because it took me a long time to come up with this top 5 list. I kept kind of debating what was going where, but I've gone with the P.E.K.K.A. Bobat as the number 2 strategy. So let's dive into this one, guys. Explain it to you before we get on to the number 1, the best strategy at Town Hall 11, and explain that one to you as well. Now, the P.E.K.K.A. Bobat, it is probably at Town Hall 12, in my opinion, the best strategy. At least for the Clan War Leagues and the CWL attacks, it's probably one of the best as well across Town Hall levels because it's a little bit more safer than the number 1 that we've got in this one for the 2-star strategy, which is what you need to ensure in the Clan War Leagues. But again, this strategy will serve you well up to Town Hall 12 as well. So with the P.E.K.K.A. Bobat, it's kind of the same as any other strategy starting off here. Get your funnel created. So an E-Drag, again, got us good value on the other side of the base. Don't forget them bowler bouncers as well. And we've created that funnel on either side for the Queen Charge to come along, or the Queen Walk initially to come along, lure and kill the Clan Castle troops, and then merge in with our kill squad coming through the middle. I say a kill squad, but it's essentially going to pack the punch to take out most of the base and just using the bats on the back end. The kill squad, as you have seen in the name, P.E.K.K.A, Bobat, Bow for bowlers. The P.E.K.K.As and the bowlers are your kill squad coming through, and you have a huge pack. Now, the reason we created such a big funnel here is the bowlers can very easily walk to try and hit buildings on just the inside of the walls, so make sure you're considering them as well. That's why the Queen Charge can be good, or the Queen Walk, taking out them buildings, and the E-Drag did a good job in this area here. Once you've got into the center of the base, you're starting to take down the core. Again, in the Clan War Leagues, this can ensure that 2-star, you can then bring the bat wave around the outside. It's kind of similar to what you've seen in the Hog Rider attack. You want a thin strip of defenses that they will move around, and you need to occupy the splash damage. You can use ice golems on the outside of the base, as you can see here, to distract wizard towers, or you can use freeze spells as well, but you've got to be wary that you are using a lot of spells in terms of the bats themselves. You're going to need probably a rage in order to set up that initial part of the attack, maybe even 2 rages. So the more freezes you take, the less chance you have of more bats and rages, so the base has to basically be appropriate for that. Now on this one, there were single target infernos. That is ideal for the bats, but it will still work against multi-targeting infernos, and as you can see, it can get slow on time, but if you protect the bats, you have a couple of other cleanup troops, you shouldn't fall short on time. And again, this will serve you well to Town Hall 12 and be the better strategy for the Clan War Leagues. But let's move on to the number 1 strategy. We had to do it. I still think at Town Hall 11 that the Lava Loon is the best attack strategy in the game. You can take out a variety of bases, and if you get good at it, that is important, guys. It's hard to get good at this strategy. You have to practice, but if you perfect it, you can take down a wide variety of bases, and again, there's numerous ways to do it. Probably the best, but again, probably the most difficult, is the Queen Charge, which you will see an example of here. So that is charging your queen into the base to take out set defenses or objectives in order to set up the pathing for your Lalo and then finish off the base. Again, in terms of Clan War Leagues, it might not be the best attack, and moving up to Town Hall 12, it's probably not the best attack either, in my opinion, although it is still incredibly strong. It's just a lot harder with that Giga Tesla. But you're watching Town Hall 11. Beautiful start here, just setting up that funnel very simply, able to lure the Clan Castle troops, and we're going to send that queen in. You can see the enemy queen, she is pivotal to try and take down. Whilst you can take her down on the fly, and by the way, at the end of this video, I will link a Town Hall 11 video explaining this in a bit more depth, but you've got to try and take her down with a kill squad if possible. So again, to get the queen into the base here, you've got to cut off the funnel at the other side, which we are doing with the king. Make sure you are wary of the multi-infernos. They can take down wall wreckers incredibly quick. Wall breakers, sorry. So you can see one of them coming in here. It gets shredded, but it does check for any bombs in terms of getting through. We then have to freeze that multi-inferno to allow the wall breakers to bust open this layer of wall, which is enough. Once the queen takes down the enemy queen, she is going to get drawn to the wizard tower, then the clan castle, but the idea is she comes down to this area, gets the multi, gets the air sweeper there. We'll even get this wizard tower, and we'll also be able to reach the eagle eventually, but we can't wait too long. You can run out of time, so we do start the Lalo at this point, bringing in the stone slammer, a fantastic troop. If you can save onto the siege machine, use the slammer because it just merges in with the Lalo incredibly well. At this point, the balloons are going to be relatively spread because we're bringing them in that surgical manner. We wouldn't lose too many to the eagle anyway, but the queen's now onto it and the eagle will go down. But as the Lalo comes around, we're using the haste spells in order to power them through. Rage spells here over that thicker area once we can encompass most of the balloons as well. And look at how many we have coming down to the end here. We have a couple of extra loons to sneak in. That is extra important if there is any splash damage in terms of wizard towers to distract as well. Minions for cleanup, and an incredibly powerful attack, getting the job done. So that is my top 5. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed it. That other Town Hall 11 video is right there. Be sure to check it out and turn on that notification bell for all of my videos. But until next time, peace out, guys.